Hey guys, happy, sorry about that. Happy April 30th. I have, this message is probably gonna be a little bit longer. I mean, it might not, but I feel like I have a lot of information I wanna put out there right now. This might sound kind of like I'm gonna put my resume out there. I'm gonna tell you guys why I have the authority to speak on the things that I'm speaking about. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. It's kind of like, hi, let's get to know Tara for a moment. And yeah, I ask you just to follow me for a little bit. And hey, listen, subscribe. If you want realness, rawness, authenticity, and I'll take you all over the map. You know, we'll go through religion, we'll go through, various topics. But the thing that I need you guys to understand, for those of you that don't know me personally or that are following me and just found me online somewhere, I was in the lifestyle. I was in the swinging community. I was also a single female, and so I was extremely active sexually. And so there's been a part of me that as I'm walking this path with God, that's questioned how much of that do I put out there, or how do I utilize it? Because nothing happens by coincidence. We are supposed to use everything that we've been through, everything we experienced. We're not broken, guys. Okay? It's an illusion. We're not broken. So why did I go through that? Why did I experience that? What did I learn from that? And that's what I want to bring to you guys. So I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I've been through a lot in my lifetime, short lifetime. I'm almost 40 years old, and that's a very short time on this earth. But from the time I was a little girl, my parents always said I had never met a stranger. I've always been very charismatic. I've always had a very out there personality. I remember when I was a young teenager, I remember calling an older woman sweetheart. My dad goes, "You can't speak to older women like that. Like, it's almost like degrading or it's disrespectful." But I didn't see it that way. I have an old soul. I know that I do. I get along with all cultures, all skin colors. I do not, we're all one. We're all one. Okay. I'm on the bed and I'm bouncing around. I get excited. So that's another thing about me. So if you want to put labels on people, and I don't like labels at all because all of our minds work differently. I know how to organize my thoughts, but I can be all over the place. But know that whenever I expound on topics and I go down rabbit holes, I always bring it back and tie it back to the main topic that I'm talking about. So that's what in my experience, the best professors that I had, the men that I just was fascinated, were the people that took their life experience and their different stories, and they accumulated all of this knowledge. It's like you follow them and they flow. That's what I hope to bring to you guys. Okay, that's how I am. Now, I have lived in all walks of life. Like, I've been around people that have been well off financially. So, I guess if you would call it the upper class. I've also been, in trailer parks with crackheads, okay? And I'm going to tell you, I'll get ghetto as fuck on your ass sometimes. I will, that Latina spicy. I lived in South America for 4 years. I grew up in Florida. Like, I'm crazy Florida girl. But I've also lived in other countries, other cultures. It's like a chameleon. It's like when in Rome, And so, listen, it's funny as hell when I bust into my ghetto side, okay? It's funny as hell, but I do it on purpose. I can sit here and I taught kindergartners, and I can go an entire day, every day, multiple times a day, elementary school, keeping my mouth clean, not using a curse word. But I have a potty mouth. I have a sailor's mouth, you know what I'm saying? So if you get offended by language, I suggest you don't subscribe to my page. But if it doesn't bother you, follow me, guys. This is it's I'm telling you, it's fascinating. So because I started going to therapy when I was 24, I've learned how to heal myself mentally and emotionally. So I learned a lot about psychology. When I started doing my AA, which is my highest level of education, I did 4 years in the Bible, but my ex-husband studied philosophy. He studied theology. He went to seminary. And so I almost got a secondary education from him. But then I was studying psychology. And so I tried to major in psychology, but I was like, I'm not doing 4 years to get a freaking counseling degree. So we'll go into that later. But I understand psychology better than most because I've been on the inside and on the outside, and it's a passion of mine. Understanding the mind and heart of people it's fascinating. It's really cool, guys. And so then I got into the lifestyle so we're in 2025, almost like 4.5 years ago. Okay, 4.5, 5 years ago. Was it that long ago? No, 4 years ago. And I got to not only experience people on the psychological level, but take it down. Let's add on a branch that most psychologists don't have, and that's sleeping with their, clients, if you will. Okay. Now, obviously that's a big no-no in every practice, but see, I don't have a degree and I'm not selling myself as a counselor. At least I wasn't at that time. And so I was able to get into the minds and hearts of people and then watch them open up sexually. So it's a gift. And I know a lot of people are going to look at me, especially from religious backgrounds, and be like, oh, that's not right. Hey, listen, in the lifestyle, we took pride in calling ourselves sluts. Okay. And it's funny because men, there's that, double standard, because, men are like, oh yeah, I got all that pussy, this, that, the other. But like when a woman's like, oh yeah, I got all that dick, it's like, oh my goodness, she's like naughty. Yeah, I am. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think we need to embrace our sexuality more. I think too often we don't express that side of ourselves, or we try to hide it. And let me tell you something, that's a reflection of who you are in general. If you are not open sexually, it means that you are not open in a lot of areas, or at least one other area of your life, that you're guarding tight and you're not allowing yourself to have that full, blissful, sexual, passionate experience. So I took some notes, so let me take a minute, but I'm going to go in and I'm going to explain why this has become such a passion of mine. Like, there's a lot of things. Listen, I got opinions and ideas and truth about every aspect of life. Okay. I'm multifaceted, trust me. But when it comes to a specific topic, like, who's out there teaching shit like this? And if there is, and I'm sure there is somewhere, link them with me. I would love to pick their brains. So anyway, credentials, multifaceted, multicultural, communication, psychology. So sexual energy is healing energy. I've noticed that, as long as it's within its proper boundaries. And I'm not talking about marriage or in a relationship. I'm talking about clear communication. It's like, hey, if we're going to have this experience, we're not going to like get all oofy with the emotions. And, there's an understanding there. So I'm not against the lifestyle. Now, does that mean I want to go out and share my body with multiple people? No, but it's because I've learned what's important for me. But sometimes we have to go through those experiences and we have to explore ourselves to understand what we truly want. Okay. I'm not against that at all. I'm all about it. If if you're a woman and you've never had a woman go down on you and you want to experience that, like why keep yourself from it? And I think your husband, spouse, partner should be like, what, I would love to, facilitate that. I would love to experience that with you. I would love to, and enjoy it together. There's no hiding. There's no lying. There's no cheating. You get what I'm saying, guys? Anyways, all dots will connect. I learned how to work with my mind. So even though I am all over the place, like, I know how to articulate very, very well. I have a decent vocabulary, even though I like to use the word fuck. And I have learned how to teach people. So because I've been on the inside and I've seen what it takes to get to the other side, I know how to teach it. I know how to take very complex subjects, and I know how to simplify them to where even the most simple minds can understand them, and because I've had all walks of life, I can take relatable stories from my different experiences to do that. So I'm also going to be talking about a couple different things coming up. So I want to retouch on my awakening and kind of like where I am now, because the last video I made was like a month and a half ago, and there's been so much that's happened. I want to talk about real intimacy. So I'm going to roll into another video after this, and I'm going to explain like why I feel so passionately about educating people about their sexuality. Okay. I also want to talk about communication, how communication takes place. So a lot of people think it's just words that come out of your mouth. Communication is, you use everything. You use your energy, your mind, your heart, your thoughts, your words, you use it all, your background. Communication is a huge thing. So as you follow me, you're going to start understanding that I might be silly and talk on, light topics, or, go on little rants or whatnot, or, but I'll go into mom mode sometimes. I'll go into best friend mode. I'll go into lover mode, I'll go into, listen, I'm entertaining. And if we're going to learn these things, why not do it from somebody that's like entertaining and somebody that's like a little controversy? Why not? Controversial might be. So, follow me, comment. Tell me about your experience. Like give me something to like talk on. Maybe I'll mention you in my videos like I did Mr. Midwest 1100. He's hilarious. Sorry, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and then I'm going to roll into another video. All right. Mwah.